Yellow. How are we today? I have so much energy. I just left the gym. And I have you guys ever had this? So I'm doing this healthy living challenge at the moment. It's 30 days. I'm on day 8. So I am on 8 days without wine, which is like huge for me because I usually have like a wine or two a night, right? I mean, I have a wine company, so it's like totally allowed. Anyways, so I find replacing things works a lot better than just taking something out of your life. So I have these amazing glasses, and I think a lot of you actually on my Instagram, a lot of you follow my personal Instagram, and because I'm like showing my 30 days to healthy living journey, and I have these glasses, and they're actually plastic, but they look like wine glasses, and they're my water cups, and I'm drinking apple cider vinegar and like hot water and lemon. So this is what's keeping me off the wine. It's not the same, just saying. It's really not. But I do feel great. I do feel amazing, and my skin's amazing, and I have heaps of energy, and I'm like, just have so much energy to do stuff and things. Okay, so today is our kickoff for Badass School Crash Course. And I'm so excited to do this because I thought it was a great idea. I thought it would be so much fun for all of you that have been watching me talk about Badass School forever. I think it's been, so KATA the Brand, when did we start? 2015. Actually, April this year will be our, 15, 16, 17, 18, 3-year anniversary. Aww. So we started Badass School, I think in 2015. And it's called the 6 Steps to Awesomeness. And we've had just over 100 graduates at the moment, which is so exciting. Hi, Clarissa. Hi, Chloe. Hi, everybody. Make sure you say hi so I know that you're here and who I'm talking to. And if you're a badass graduate, yay, let me know as well. And you can definitely support me and back me up as I talk about Badass School and as we sort of dive into this free little trial of what we do. So for the next week, every single day, I'm going to be hopping on live at this exact time, plus or minus a few minutes, you know, whatevs, to give you a free taste and a little mini snippet of what we do in Badass School. So every single week, hi Don, how are you? We're going to be doing what we would do in Badass School, but in mini version. So there's 6 different modules for my Badass School. And basically what happens is when you purchase the whole program, you go into a Facebook support group and you're there for the next 2 months with the cohort of Badass graduates. So we only open Badass School 4 times a year. We've just finished our first intake for the year and there were tears all around. Everyone's posting their farewell messages at the moment. And they're also posting for the first time. I've actually asked our Badass graduates to share a welcome message to new badasses in the making, and oh my gosh, like wait till you see these messages in there. I was like bawling this morning in bed and I was like, I don't cry reading them. They're so beautiful and so sweet. And so you go into this Facebook group for 2 months with me and from all the rest of the badasses in the making. We basically work through each week together. So you get an email sent to you every single week to remind you, it's a little love tap to remind you to move forward, because what I do not want is for you to purchase this program and do absolutely nothing with it. I am a results-driven person. I am a Taurus, and I'm very proud of the results that we get together. So I do not want you wasting your money. It is an action-focused course. It is a get-shit-done course. And if you're a badass graduate, or if you've experienced working with me, maybe you can back that up, where I'm really not about like, let's take your money and you get nothing out of it. I'm not about that at all. I am like, come on, let's do something. So each week you get a video. You're in this badass Facebook support group together, and you actually have to share a video each week too. And the reason for that is for you to actually show up and express what you've learned, because I think it's so important when you take in information for you to basically repeat it back, and you get to identify what you've taken out of it. You get to understand things through your perspective, and just the sheer power of the brain when you actually repeat something back out loud, similar to writing it down, it actually becomes a reality for you. As well as that, when the badasses in the making are sort of sharing their videos and sharing their progress and sharing their questions brands and challenges and things like that, everybody else in the school gets to learn too. So I'm in there and I actually respond sort of on a weekly basis. I pop in there and I read through comments and I watch videos and, you know, I answer questions and I share materials and tools and things as we go. So you don't just get the videos, and you actually get to keep those forever and redo them a million times. I know my very first ever Badass graduates, I think, have done the course now together 3 times. They're all still great friends. They all link up on Facebook. They all hold each other accountable. It's awesome. It's amazing to see them sort of continuing to grow through the same content and material and revisiting things. So that's basically how it works. Oh, I've got my little cat here. He might jump up and say hi soon. His name is Max. Can you just give me a minute, Bubba? Can you go do something else for a second? I'm busy. So this is what is covered in the content. Week 1 is all about who are you, and that's what we're going to cover today. Week 2 is called Cut the Shit, and it's about removing leftover negative messages so you can progress forward. Week 3 is about social media, what your brand image is. Then you have 2 weeks break to actually put into practice everything that you've learned, and that's a deliberate 2 weeks there, because what I see a lot in these types of courses and modules and stuff like that is you get all the material at once and you just kind of never do anything with it. So I've actually held things back, so you have to progress at a certain rate, and I've actually pushed you forward, so you have to progress at a certain rate, and I've actually given you that time where you have to sit with what you've learned in the first half of the course for 2 weeks, especially as it's a break after social media, to give you the opportunity to clean up your social media, to put into practice the things that you've learned, to really sort of let the things that I've spoken about absorb as well. Then from there we move on to week 4, which is called So Funny Story, and is actually the realities of business. So it's a lot of stories, personal stories that I've gone through about things that I've experienced in my network marketing business, things that you might not know or things that you might not expect. And I think it's really important when you're at this stage of business, when you are looking to better yourself, to know what's ahead. I know a lot of leaders say, well, it's all sunshine and roses and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I really don't like that. I felt quite deceived when I came into challenges and then my leaders would say, oh yeah, I went through that too. And I was like, well, why didn't you tell me? Like, if I know, I can prepare for it. So I did put that week in there as a bit of a, here's what you can expect. And if it's not you, here's what your consultants may go through. So it's not to be a downer. It's just to be a, here's what you can expect in business. I mean, it's business. It's not sunshine and rainbows all the time. Then week 5 is working on your mindset. So it's called Wine, Not Wine. Week 6 is Sexy Scheduling, and Sexy Scheduling is specific to network marketing. So I know I have another module called Sexy Scheduling. That's actually non-network marketing specific. So that's great for anyone with any goals, any business, any life, anything at all. But within Badass School, we focus purely on network marketing. Although I have had a few Badass graduates say that they wish the program was rolled out in schools and in organizations, and that it's great for any professional. So I don't know, you be the judge. So are you ready to dive into week 1? Who are you? Give me a little thumbs up or a love heart or a comment. Any questions, make sure you pop them in there. This is going to be interactive while it's live. Afterwards, I will be posting these to YouTube as well, so you have this content there to take and to look back on. So let's have a look. Hello, I've got a friend watching. Awesome. Hi from Florida. It's been very emotional. You could forget to kick me out. I really need to open the family group back up. I used to have a family group where after people graduated Badass School, they would go into the family group so you could continue to support each other, but currently closed while I build a bunch of other stuff behind the scenes. So are we ready to go into week 1, a little mini version of Who Are You? I am. So Who Are You is really about identifying who you are, but not in like the Zoolander way, you know, when he's staring into the puddle and he's like, who am I? But really in a productive, driven, clear, confident way. So what I found in network marketing is a lot of people can get started and a lot of people can start promoting, but they actually don't stick with the business if they don't know why they're doing it. And you hear it a lot. What's your why? What's your why? Find your why. Find a why that makes you cry. You don't want it bad enough. And it really used to frustrate me because I actually had a really, really strong why. But then the why kind of disappeared and things changed and I kind of got lost. And I see this happen a lot. And the reason that I got lost is because I didn't really know my purpose. I didn't really know why I was still doing network marketing, or why I was there, or why I should push, or why I should deal with the challenges, or who I really was. And I remember looking at leaders above me, because I have a huge respect for leadership and for, you know, management and hierarchy. I was raised in an environment where I just had the utmost respect for anyone older than me, anyone with more experience than me. And what I found really difficult was going, okay, I want to be successful, looking at my leaders, learning from my leaders, trying to emulate my leaders. But it didn't work. It really didn't work, because the words that they were saying that were working for them weren't working for me. I couldn't use the words like opportunity. Here's an opportunity. Do you want to stay at home with your kids? Because deep inside I was thinking, I would rather die than stay at home with my kids. It makes me want to vomit in my mouth. I don't even want kids. Like, I want to travel the world. I want to party. I want to have fun. I want to, you know, all of these other things that no one was really talking about in my upline, because my upline were older. They had families. They had different goals and desires. I come from Canberra, and Canberra is a very safe type of town. It's a very stable town. It's an incredible place to build a family and, you know, raise kids and have a safe public service job. But it just wasn't me. And I really struggled with that, because I loved them. I respected them so much, because they had been where I wanted to go. Like, I was smart enough to know that clearly they knew what they were doing, but it just wasn't working. And I remember being so frustrated, because I was doing the do, I was doing the activity, I was asking people, I was perfect at my product presentations, I was doing, you know, the amount of activity that I need to do, but no one was buying anything anymore. No one was joining my team anymore. And not just that, people were quitting. And I was like, fuck, what is going on? And I remember I always believe that the universe gives you exactly what you need at exactly the right time. And maybe I'm that for you right now, because somebody came into my life, and I can't remember how I won it, or I don't know how I had it, but I ended up getting a free coaching call from a business and mindset coach. And I thought, oh yeah, this will be bullshit. I've paid for so many coaches. And I had a conversation with her. I was driving in my car. I remember parking in front of my garage. And I was just frustrated. I was just like, it's just not working. I don't know what to do. I'm following everything. I'm doing everything. I'm excellent at following rules. What's going on? And she said something very significant to me, which completely changed everything for me. And this is why I'm able to share this with you. She said, Kata, is there anyone like you up the top that you can follow? I said, no, that's the whole point. They're all really clean and classy and put together, and they have families, and like, yeah, I'm not that person. I suck at life. Like, I push doors that say pull. Like, I'm that guy. I'm the person that recently yesterday I was at breakfast with somebody, and we were talking about how to calculate what month you were conceived in from what month you were born in. And I was explaining this big elaborate thing, like, okay, so you count backwards 3 months, and then you add that, and then that makes it the month that you were conceived in, because that's 12 months minus the 3, which is the 9 months. He's like, or you can just minus 9 months. And I was like, I'm so special. Like, I'm really good at some things, and I'm really shit at others. And when I was watching these people at our conferences, and people online, and people doing these meetings, they just seemed to have it all together, and I didn't. And I felt bad, because I loved to party. I was 21. Like, I loved going to Vegas, yes, for the conference, but also to party. I loved meeting incredible people and celebrities in New York, and like, I just loved all these different things. And I felt bad about it. And I didn't know how to be more like them when I didn't want to be like them. And maybe you can relate to me. If you can relate to me, like, come on, like, give me a hands up, because I'm feeling pretty alone and vulnerable right now sharing all this, because it's still kind of like that. I still feel like that person. I still feel like the person that people like, did you see she posted another butt shot on Instagram the other day? And I have people stop me at these events and stuff to say, oh, that booty shot. And I'm like, don't fucking judge me. Like, I work hard for that peach. I'm going to post it. So this is where I was at. So when this coach said to me, is there anyone like you up there? And I said, no. And I was frustrated. And I was like, it's everyone else's fault. I have no one to follow. The system is broken. She goes, Kata, If there's no one up there like you, it is your responsibility to get to the top so you can show other people like you that you can do it. You are going to be that person for others. And I just went, really? She said, you are the leader. Stop waiting for other people. And I went, that's really scary. That's really scary, because it means that you have to step up and stick your neck out. And what I've come to realize through some hilarious situations with friends where they found themselves in these communities that just do some weird shit. Like, I remember having a conversation recently with somebody, and she was like, oh yeah, I've been naked a lot recently. And I was like, what? What do you mean? She's like, oh yeah, like I was like performing on stage naked with my friend. He was naked. He was playing piano. I was playing clarinet. I was like, what? And she was just talking like it was totally normal. And I'm like, mind blown. I'm like, what do you mean naked? She goes, oh yeah, there are these naked nights at this bar, and you know, anyone who's performing has to be naked, and you know, anyone in the crowd, you can be all different types of naked. You can have a top on or pants on or whatever, but you know, naked. It's naked night. And I was like, that's not normal. She goes, yeah, it is. And I'm thinking, fuck, you really can find a community for anything, like anything. And over time, I've started to notice this more and more. When you feel like you're different, there are your people. Your people are out there, and it is up to you to identify and define who you are so you can promote that. And in network marketing, this is where it all comes to strategy, because you cannot promote anything unless you know what you're promoting. And in network marketing, it's you. It's actually you that you're promoting. I see a lot of people try and promote their company, try and promote their product, and that's all wonderful, and I get it. But there's hundreds of thousands of people doing that. So what's going to make somebody come to you? The only reason people are going to come to you is if they like you and if they trust you and if they feel that you get them. The only way someone's going to feel like you get them is if they feel like they're similar to you. The only way someone's going to feel similar to you is if you actually put it out there who you are. And I think a lot of the time, a lot of us are in the wrong environment. I've recently had a consultant of mine that's moved to a different country, and I'm cheering for her. And she's like, I feel like I just did the wrong thing. I'm like, no, a flower cannot bloom in the dark. Your environment will always win. You have to move yourself to an environment that's conducive of growth. And to do that, you have to recognize who you are and what you need, and you have to be unapologetic about that. And week 1 of Badass School is all about figuring that out. I take you through multiple exercises from, you know, what is it that you love to do and who's actually watching you, and all awareness exercises of who it is that you actually are. Because you cannot figure out your why without knowing who you are. You cannot figure out your personal brand without knowing who you are. You cannot figure out what your social media strategy is going to be without figuring out who you are. You cannot look at your leadership style without knowing who you are. Everything starts back at this base of who are you and what is it that you want to do with your life. And you might not want to do network marketing. I'm going to be honest, I have had some graduates finish Badass School, be a part of the family group, do coaching with me, and they go, Kata, I've discovered what I want to do. I'm so excited. It actually doesn't involve network marketing. But this has been the most incredible stepping stone to getting to where I want to be. And I celebrate that. So Badass School is not necessarily being like, everyone do network marketing. It's skills to identify how to make you better and how to use the tools that you already have, the system you already have, the support you already have in your upline, in your success line, in your company. It's about how to actually be a better version of you to get better results. Because I'm telling you, people want to follow someone who knows where they're going. And if you're feeling quite lost, if you feel quite pushed around, if you don't feel confident, or if you're like I was, fake confident, I was so insecure that I would overcompensate with charisma. And people thought I was so confident and they hated me for it. They thought I was too perfect. So when you can come back to that, who are you, and figure out who you are, all of a sudden judgment doesn't matter, people's opinions don't matter, you know exactly what to say, you're not looking and scrambling for verbiage and scripts anymore. There's a whole variety of things that you get out of actually being really, really confident with who you are. So that's why it's number 1. And that's why we take a full hour, I think, or 45 minutes to dive into that. And you get the exercises, you can go over it, you can repeat it, you can absorb it. You can take the time to really mull over these questions. Because I think a lot of the times we start living our life and we copy paste. We follow our parents, we follow our society, we follow our community, and it's not necessarily right for you. And you might be an amazing, incredible person, but you might be in the wrong environment right now, and that's why you can't attract anybody, because the people around you are not your people. Maybe you need to move to find your people. Maybe you need to start promoting what's important to you to attract your people through social media and through social connections. Maybe you just need a few tips of what to do. And you know what? One of the most common things that I'm suggesting to badass graduates and badasses in the making and clients of mine and one-on-one coaching clients is to have fun. And you know what? I see so many people trying to build these businesses, and you're hard workers. I see it. I see it in your eyes. I hear it in your voice. You're doing everything you're told to do and nothing's happening. And the reason why is because you've forgotten who you are. You've forgotten to have fun in your life. You've forgotten to go live your life. You're living to work this business, and that's not a life, and it's not attractive. So week 1 is all about coming back to you. And it can be quite confronting, because I've had a lot of girls turn around and go, I did not realize how off track I was with my life. And I've done this too. I've done this too, where I've started living and just going all into something because I thought I should, or I'd gone through a terrible time, or I was stressed, or, you know, somebody told me that whatever. I think coming back to who you are is what is ultimately going to give you the strength to pursue this business, build a massive team, know how to help people, accept your adversities, and actually accept all the shit that you've been through in your life, because it's built who you are. But you will never move forward in your business unless you know where you're going, and you will never know where you're going unless you dig deep and figure out what it actually is that you want and what you need, because want and need are very, very different things. So guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to actually repeat everything that's in week 1, because then when you do actually join Badass School, it's just going to feel like same. You can actually just purchase week 1 out of the entire 6 steps if you like, and then upgrade later. So I've put the link up the top here. It's called Just Friends because, you know, we can just be friends. You don't need to get serious about it. You can just give it a go. So you can actually just purchase that one module. It's only $14 Australian anyway. So it's like what, a glass of wine and a half, a good glass of wine. So do that if you want. Tomorrow we're going to go into week 2. I'm going to give you some insight into what we do in week 2, which is all about cutting the shit. But just take today just to reflect on the concept of who are you, and the concept of are you actually being honest to you, and the concept of is there a leader like you up there, and the concept of am I really owning and promoting what's important to me, or am I still being cautious and careful about what I post, what I say? Am I, you know, being a different person when I'm home alone versus when I'm out with other people? And start getting some perspective on that, because the exercises that I'll take you through in week 1, you know, can be quite hard hitting. So I hear. So guys, if you have any questions, please, this is your opportunity to ask right now. I know there's quite a few of you on. I know you're probably at work and things like that. I didn't know what the best time would be to do these. I tried to do them sort of at lunchtime for Aussies and after work for US. So it's going to be at this time every day for the next 6-7 days anyway. So let me know, does anyone have any questions about what week 1 is? Does anyone have any questions about anything that I've said, or any comments? Is there anyone that's done week 1 that wants to comment or wants to offer any advice or suggestions? Now is your opportunity. I'm going to take a sip of my non-wine delicious apple cider vinegar to cleanse that gut. And I'll just give it a few moments before we head off. Also, I do like the idea of getting a little glimpse into each week. I thought it would be useful for you. Everyone loves free shit. So I figured if you can even just get something out of the lives, if you don't want to do the whole course, that's still more than happy for you to take that and share that. Okay, we're done. No questions? Fabulous. If you also want to read more about it, the 6 Steps to Awesomeness link is like everywhere on the page. Go to my services, and then you can click on the link there, and you can read a bunch of testimonials. You can read about the course in detail as well. So hopefully this has been useful. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow at the same time. Have a great day. Bye.